Are you a creative person? Well, we are about to find out. So, if you look at the textbook definition, or in today's age, the definition you find on the internet of creativity, it is the ability to produce useful and original ideas by combining existing knowledge and information. Now, most of us know the first part, which is imaginative original ideas, but we often forget the second part, which is by combining existing knowledge and information. That is what leads us to thinking and actually believing the fact that we are creative or we are not creative. So it makes us believe into this linear scale that either I am creative or I'm not creative, like an on-off button of a switch, But like most things in life, it is not linear, but it is rather on a continuum. It is not whether you are creative or not, but it is how creative you are. Okay, and I've come to believe that everyone is creative because I personally was a person who never thought that I was a creative person. Okay, 4 years ago when I decided to pursue design as a career, I quit. Okay, quite frankly, I actually quit. I did not almost. I actually quit and decided to become an accountant. I still have the books in my cupboard, but then I decided to give it another shot, and that's another story. But the reason that I quit was because I felt like I was not creative. Like I did not have that creative spark in me that was needed to make a career in design. Now, what is creativity? As we mentioned the Google definition, it is the ability to combine, to create original, useful ideas by combining existing knowledge and information, right? So we have to literally combine existing knowledge. Creativity, like most things in life, is trainable. It is a skill, not a talent. It is a skill, not a gift. Okay, that is bestowed upon just a select few. Okay, so you want to be creative, right? And now you know that uh, it is not whether you are creative or you're not creative, but how creative you are. Okay, so before you start judging yourself on how creative you are, what do you want to be creative at? Okay, what do you want to produce unique existing ideas upon? Is it music production? Is it drawing? Is it design? If because we are designers, what is it? Figure that out. Once you figure that out, once you picked the art or the craft that you want to get good at, what you need to do is you need to go out there and study the people who have actually done it. Okay, if you want to study art, go out there and look at artists. If you want to become an artist, go out there and look at good art. If you want to become a musician, go out and listen to good music, right? Whatever you want to do, there are people who have done it already. The thing that you need to do is go out and look at them and study them. Now, most people consider that this as kept copying, when it's not far from the truth. There is nothing new under the sun. Okay, why? Because I believe any skill, especially the creative skills like music production, even though I'm not a music artist, like designing, art, any form of skill is trainable, even the creative ones. It is just like learning how to write. At first, you follow a stencil. There's a set written. There's a stencil of words. You try to write your way through those. You try to trace over it, and once your hand gets the hang of it, then you try to do it without the stencil. And then once you get the hang of that, you try to copy sentences. And then once you understand how sentences are structured, then you make your own sentences. And then one person might write their own poem. But is that poem his own, or is it a mixture of the hundreds of people that he has been copying up until now? Who knows? But the fact is, there is nothing original. And trying to be original, completely original, it is a burden upon yourself that many people, including myself, fall to. And that's why I make this video, because I benefit from these things as much as someone else might. I do watch my videos because it does remind me that, okay, there's this mistake that I've been making. So there is nothing original. How do everything that, let it be writing, let it be drawing, you've always learned this way. You've traced someone else's work, you've followed their work, you've copied them bit by bit, and once you know how a certain thing does and how it works, and then you try to make it on your own, right? Why is it then that when we go into like something like music production or designing first, we try to go completely all on our own? Why don't we sit back and actually study the work of other people? I'll tell you how I stumbled upon it. A few years ago, I wanted to learn UI design. So I knew that I don't know anything about it. Okay, what does good UI design look like? I did not have any idea. So what I did was I went on to platforms like Dribble and Behance, and every day I would pick a design from there. I would open Figma and I would make the exact same design. Okay, I did this for a couple of days. I'll be honest, I was not consistent with it, but after a couple of days, I knew what good and bad design looked, and all of a sudden my designs were actually good. A year ago, when I was working on my first UI design project, the client had handed me the brief, and I was a little nervous, I'll be honest, but I knew what to do and how to do it. And I did a great job. They were quite happy with the work. Why was it? Not because I was naturally gifted or talented at UI design, but because I had just copied other people who had been doing it, and I had traced back their footsteps, and now I felt confident enough to do it on my own. This is how every skill works, and that's how you get good at it without burning out, like I had burnt out before. So if you're a person who if you're a person who wants to pursue a career in the creative fields, I would highly recommend books like Steal Like an Artist and The War of Art. If you want a visual summary of the book Steal Like an Artist, I have done a complete summary on the book on my Instagram page, which will be linked in the description, or my channel bio. I'm having some issue with YouTube, so I'm not able to add links in my description. So really sorry about that. I'm trying to get that fixed pretty soon. So, and let me know if this video was helpful. I know it was quite rough, but I'm sorry about that. And let me know what other videos you would like to see. Thank you. Bye bye.